All right, so then we're thinking about back to that idea that when media change, human relations change. We wanted to look at the actual medium of community for YouTube, which is primarily the platform itself, but also webcams and screens. We wondered, what is it like to build a community through webcams and screens? And that meant actually participating, and we got this great insight early on, as you'll see from this student here.
I'm looking at a camera, and I had a mirror around here to show you guys, but oh, here it is. This is what I'm talking to. Not you, this. Well, you, but this. I'm talking to you, but for the time being, I don't know who you are.
So if you meditate on this just for a second and to think about what this means, first off, every time you talk on a webcam, you're talking to some place that's unknown. You actually don't know who's going to be talking back to you. So you have sort of an invisible audience phenomenon. It's asynchronous, so you never know when they're going to watch you. And you think about when you talk, every time you talk, you're sort of sizing up the context. And in this case, you actually don't know what the context is. You could be launched into many, many different contexts, including your video can be remixed by somebody. So you don't actually know what's going on. And this is what we came to call context collapse. And when we started watching first vlogs and did first vlogs ourselves, it's like this deep experience of context collapse. The moment you look into a webcam for the first time and you try to start talking, you have this sense like you just don't know who you're talking to, and therefore you just come out sounding all awkward. Do a search for first vlogs on YouTube and you'll see what I'm talking about. But here's an example from our first vlogs. Start with mine, but
Hey. Hey, I'm Mike Wesch. I'm a professor at Kansas State University.
I actually wore that fake smile through the whole thing. I just didn't know what to do, you know?
Hi. Hi, my name's Jessie, and
I feel like I should put a picture of a person right here. You know, maybe an eye. It would be so much better if this thing blinked and smiled and responded to what I said.
This is like the 7th time I've tried to take this.
Okay, so I thought I'd do this before my roommate gets back and finds me talking to myself.
So I am in my closet. I feel a little strange out in the family room, just talking to what seems like myself. So
I don't really know what to talk about. What do people talk about for the first vlogs? I mean, what do people talk about anyway?
beautiful.
Man, I totally blazed past actually introducing myself.
Yeah, my name is Melissa, by the way, and I'm a college student. Enunciate. So we're just gonna talk, okay?
And to tell you the truth, I actually spent about 5 minutes deciding how I was going to work my hair, back her up, all forming this identity and this new mask to my new community.
And this is actually really deep, right? Because you have this situation where you're trying to form this new mask, your new identity, in a space where it seems like everybody is watching and yet nobody's there. And so it's like, it feels like at once the most private space because it's your own bedroom or wherever it might be, but it's also quite possibly the most public space on the planet. You know, when you think about the number of people that might actually see this. And so there begins to be a lot of reflection about self on YouTube, and you can just, it's a great place to study self and identity if you're into that. But I'll give you just a little bit of background on this. If you think of like Charles Cooley's idea of the looking glass self, it's this idea that we actually know ourselves through our understanding of how others understand us. And this becomes really complicated and when you're looking through a webcam and mediating your life through this webcam. I'll show you just one example and then I'll add on to that.
And you know other people are going to be observing you, but they're not right at the second that you're making your video, so you're more yourself.
So this self-reflection happens while they're looking through these webcams, but adding to it isn't just the fact that anybody and everybody might be looking at you through that webcam, it's also the fact that you yourself might look through that that and see that video again someday. So there's really this hyper self-awareness that's developing as people are doing this.
We live in the world of the instant replay. Around the planet, all the events are not only being recorded but replayed. And the amazing thing about the replay is that it offers the means of recognition. The first time is cognition, the second time is recognition. And the recognition is even deeper.
I decided to make a blog not only for myself but for anyone who cares to watch, to document my transition, and I'll be able to look back, and I suppose you will too, to see, how far, if at all, I've come.
And so replay offers a deeper level of awareness than the first play. We had, been getting into some very large matters about the effects of this new environment, this new electric environment on man and his awareness of himself.
I guess that's what makes me so uncomfortable talking on camera. It's just like, right now I'm looking at my face and like, good God. Because when I think of myself, I guess I don't really think of myself the way I appear to other people. Which is, yeah, young, naive. Oh, she's so cute. Cute little girl. Not cute.
So generally people on YouTube, when they're in front of their cameras, are in a very self-reflexive kind of mood, and you'll actually see that in a lot of the videos. But there's also this other side, which is that when we watch YouTube, we're generally anonymous. People can't see us watching it, and this has its own impacts as well. Most famous